Fellow auto detailers, welcome to the show that features interviews with today's most successful auto detailers. This is the Auto Detailing Podcast. Here's your host, Jimbo Balaam.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to this episode of the Auto Detailing Podcast. I'm Jimbo, your host, and if you can tell or can't tell, rather, my voice is gone, shot. Per usual, I'm the last one in the family to get sick, and I've been fighting off this sickness. I got to open up some water here, or a LaCroix. I've been fighting off this sickness all weekend, or trying to regain my voice all weekend, and haven't been able to do so, and push back a couple interviews to do it, or rather push back a couple interviews to try to let my voice heal. But a birthday outing and all day with the kids shouting it definitely didn't help the cause. So, but I definitely did want to keep up my promise and keep these podcasts going. So I wanted to just jump on real quick. This is definitely going to be a shorter Monday episode, only because my voice is completely gone, and I think it's probably super annoying to listen to. So, but I wanted to definitely get out a piece of content, and I think a very, very important piece of content. And before we get into it, and it's very applicable to today's topic of what I want to talk about, autofiber.com, and more specifically, the applicators called savers that autofiber.com has. And these savers are microfiber foam. It's a foam block wrapped in microfiber, and they're used for wax application if you choose to do that, or coating applications. And that's, I'm sure you saw the title of today's episode. So coatings are what we're going to be talking about. And excuse me, not only it's not just a basic foam block wrapped in microfiber, which if it was, that in and of itself when applying a coating is so much better than that stupid foam block with the suede applicator that I think is just horrendous, especially from a user experience or installer experience. I think that's such a bad way to install coating. So just microfiber applicators are way better. But what makes Autofiber different, and I've been kind of ranting and raving about how they're innovative. What Ian did at Autofiber was on the back side, and if you take one of those small applicators called savers, you can check them out at autofiber.com. You could use code Jimbo, you could save some money. On the back side of the microfiber, and we talked about it, I don't know if it's ironed on the backside or what, but it is essentially a piece of plastic. I'm sure I'm doing a complete disservice, and Ian, if he's listening to this, is probably like, Jimbo, if we've talked about that, you're not even saying it right. But basically, it's a piece of plastic that makes it so that the coating, when you're applying it to the outside of the applicator, the microfiber part, can't soak through to the foam block, thus the name savers, because it's saving you more material, more coating in that bottle, because it's not soaking into the foam block applicator. So if you do a lot of coatings, or if you do any coatings at all, you can not only save money by saving material, but you can make the application process way more user-friendly. And of course, if you're a coating company looking to get custom applicators, definitely check out Autofiber. Hit up Ian. Use code Jimbo, and you will save some money. All right, so I want to talk about an incident that I dealt with this past week in my detailing business, and how you can, and it's not the first time from this shop, which is insanity to me, but one thing that happened to me this past week was I got a call from a guy who needed his yearly maintenance touch-up on his ceramic coated car. And as I got talking to him, I had asked what kind of coating he had and what maintenance he was looking for and all that. And come to find out, just last year he had got his car coated by a very well-known shop in my local area, who will remain nameless, obviously, mainly because I don't need to promote them, right? And especially promote their behavior, even though I'm going to use them as an example for this podcast. So as I asked him, I said, why don't you take your car back to the shop that you got it done at? And he said, oh, I actually got what was the word he used? He got refused service at the shop after spending well over $2,000 getting a PPF and coating done at this particular shop. When he came back for the yearly maintenance, they actually refused service. They set up the appointment. He came in, dropped his car off, and the manager came out and refused to do the service, then putting him on the hook for having to get that yearly maintenance done to keep up to his warranty. Now the customer had to go out, find another installer to do this, the yearly maintenance, set up an additional appointment, and then have the service completed. And that's where I came in. And I was just flabbergasted that this customer would have to go through this experience. And it was all over a mishandling of the installation, not the installation of the coating, a mishandling of the promises made pre-coating installation. And that's what I want to talk about today. How you can sell more coatings, how you can make sure that you're more profitable with coatings, how you can make sure, and I've beat this horse for a long time, I never, ever, ever, ever suggest that you put the name of a coating company above your own detailing business name. In fact, I wouldn't do that above any company, regardless of what they're offering. At the end of the day, it's your business name on the line. It's your name on the line, not the coating companies. I've talked about that before. I've had other customers that call me that are incredibly upset with the coating that they got installed. They even to the point where the coating was fine, but they just didn't sit well at night knowing that that company's coating was on their car, that they've paid me to take it off and reapply a different coating. It's insane. So just, this is a little off topic and rabbit hole or rabbit trail, but never put a coating brand above your own brand, or never put a brand, unless it's your own, above your own company name. It's just insane, because what I've found out from personal firsthand experience, and this is why I think warranties are a joke, is that the coating companies bail at first option, and the first sign of a little bit of obstacle and resistance from a customer, the company's gone. They don't back installers like everyone wants to think they do. They don't. And I've seen it firsthand. So, but where this shop went wrong is they overpromised and under-delivered. And so if you want to sell more coatings, and the problem is, and why I think how you could sell more is, look at this. They overpromised the coating. Right? And I had a very long, in-depth conversation with this customer, and I explained how I sell a coating. And he, even at that, he was pleased with the benefits and features of a coating on the benefits that I named. So easy to maintain. If a big one is, if a bird poops, it's not going to etch through your clear coat, forcing you to go to a body shop to get it repainted. It's going to be in the coating. Worst case scenario, most cases it just wipes right off, even if you leave it for a few days. So this shop also, promised that they could get a few surface scratches out, and even went above and beyond that and said that they've gotten deeper scratches out, and then didn't get the scratches out in the customer's car. Again, over-promising, under-delivering will get you in trouble every single day of the week. Do not over-promise and under-deliver. Do the opposite. Over-promise, under-promise, over-deliver. I just messed that up, but I got it right. So, under-promise, over-deliver, and that's how you can sell more coatings. And sell on benefits. Don't sell on, it's scratch resistant. We all know as professional detailers that coatings are not scratch resistant. And the problem with that is, in the counter argument may be, well, if I teach them how to wash the car, it will be scratch resistant. True to a point, but there's so many factors that go into that. that are outside your control as the detailer, that the customer, they may use a dirty rag. They may not know it's a dirty rag and it's an old rag. They may drop the towel on the ground and just shake it out real quick, not get all the debris out, and then go back to their safe washing habits. There's just so many factors that are out of your control as the detailer to guarantee that the coating is scratch resistant, because we know it's not. We know it's not scratch resistant. So I ended up essentially stealing this customer away, but unintentionally, right? So because the customer sought me out, I did their yearly warranty maintenance on that coating, and then proceeded to get a referral to that person's brother-in-law who was thinking about getting a coating done and really wasn't sold on any particular brand, was open to it, just had gotten a new car, was going to get some PPF just like his brother-in-law, and get the car coated, because this customer was happy with the coating that they had installed on their car, but was extremely dissatisfied with the shop that they got it done. And not even, and here's where it gets real crazy, and I tell guys this all the time, detailing and the act of performing a detail on the car is only a small percentage of the whole entire picture when you're looking at operating a profitable detailing business. This shop, from a installation only an installation perspective, nailed it. The car looked great. The coating looked great. There was no high spots. The car looked phenomenal. But from a business standpoint, they completely failed. And that's what made the customer write a bad review on one of the social media platforms, wrote a bad review, not because, the thing that sucks is it's like, to do a full correction and a coating on a car is a lot of freaking work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of money to the customer, but they're willing to pay it if they see the value in it. And so all you have to do is make sure that customer's happy. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. If you're going to overpromise, make sure you really deliver on your promises. Remove the scratches if you say you can, because this customer was okay with the scratches not being removed. He just wanted someone to be upfront and honest with him that they couldn't be removed, because his expectation is that when he picked up the car, that those scratches would be removed. And then when they weren't, and then he heard that they were coated over, that made him even more upset. And so the act of performing the detail and delivering on the service is less than half of the battle when it comes to running a profitable detailing business. So you really want to make sure that you're under-promising, over-delivering, and when you're selling a coating, you're selling on key factors that are very visible and the client can relate to. Got to remember, these people aren't detailers. They're just clients. So when you use terms like scratch resistant, they equate that to being able to pretty much key a car, let alone drive it through a tunnel wash, right? So if their perspective, when you say that it's scratch resistant, is that, as they understand it, you could pretty much key this car, they don't see anything wrong with the tunnel wash, because that they don't know it's bad, right? But to us as detailers, we cringe when we think about a tunnel wash, right? So everyone views things through different lenses and different scopes. And so we have to find common ground that, everyone understands a bird poop. And even beyond that, most people have seen a bird poop etch a paint. Beyond that, most people have had it happen to them, right? So that's very relatable. Most people wash their own car, or a lot of people wash their own car. So if you could tell them, hey, you know what? It's a lot easier to clean your car when you clean it. If you tell them, hey, your brakes aren't going to accumulate brake dust, which over time adds to pitting in the brakes, and then you have to get the rim surfaces refinished. That's relatable. That's not, you're not you're not overcomplicating it, but you're not overpromising either. So a huge way, and I'm going to wrap this up because I feel like my throat's going to run away from me here, but a huge way to sell more coatings is to underpromise, overdeliver. That will lead to good reviews. That will lead to referrals. Handle your customers in a respectful manner. Tell them what you can and can't do. Be honest with them. If you can't do it, you'd rather tell your customer that before you complete the service, because then they can be the judge if they want to have the service still done or not. Don't be so worried about losing the job that you overpromise it and then you don't deliver on those promises, like removing a scratch. And to be honest, I think what happened with these scratches, because to me they did look very surfacey, and the shop said that they'd even removed deeper scratches. I'm sure they had. They seemed like a very capable shop, and I'm sure they had. I just think they forgot, or it didn't get relayed to anyone that they needed to remove the scratches, which, if you kind of carry that thought out further, makes you believe maybe the car wasn't even polished before it was coated, which I believe. You see all these things online about, cars being wrecked from the dealer, which I think is true, but there are cars that are fresh from the dealer that don't really need to be polished before coated. So there goes my throat. I'm going to take off from this episode and let that go here. 16 minutes, I think, was a little bit longer than I even thought I was going to go. But under promise, over deliver, sell on key factors that are relatable, deliver on what you promised. If you can't get a scratch out, you can't fix something, you're not going to fix a rock chip, whatever it may be, tell the customer that up front, and then let the word of mouth roll. Let them go on Yelp and write a fantastic review about, hey, you know what? Jimbo was honest. He was up front. There was a few things, because this is what it'll go from. If you're upfront and honest, a review will look like, hey, there was a few flaws from the dealer that were unfixable without going to a body shop, but Jimbo let me know about that, and we still went through with the coating service, right? 5 stars. The flip side is, oh, there was some minor flaws that a detailer definitely should have been able to get rid of. Again, they're looking at it through a different lens. Jimbo told me he was going to be able to fix these small scratches, chips, enter whatever here. He told me he would. He promised me upon completion and inspection upon completion, I noticed that those enter defect, flaw, whatever here, were still there. When asked, they then told me that they wouldn't be able to take care of them or whatever. And not only that, but they had coated over that surface, making it more difficult for another shop to fix it if I so chose to take it to another shop. 1 star. Same case, same flaws, same issues handled in 2 completely different ways make for 2 totally different outcomes. And I want you guys to be better detailers. I want to help make you a better detailer. I want you to sell more coatings. I want you to be more profitable in your business, and I want to help along the way. So I hope that helps you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Again, I am sorry about my voice. Next week, we're going to be doing 7 tips to have a more effective SEMA experience. So I'm really, really excited for that. That's actually a crazy story. Those are in my notes from 2014 after the first SEMA show I went to. And I've updated it every year, and I've never released it as an episode. And I've yet to record it. I'm trying to let my voice heal a little bit so I sound a little bit more normal. But next Monday, I'm going to run 5 episodes this week. I have a couple quick tips in the pipe. Back to the 5 episodes. I just got sick last week, and that's why you saw kind of a dip in episodes there. But we're going to be back to the 5 episodes this week. I have a ton of interviews scheduled for SEMA. Super excited about that. A couple new products at Meguiar's we're going to be talking about. 3M has some new sandpaper coming out that they're releasing at SEMA. Buff and Shine has some new pads that I have in my hand right now that I'm testing out. Can't post about, but we're going to be doing an interview at SEMA with them, and a whole host of other things. I'm going to be at the Auto Fiber booth doing interviews. And if you're going to be at SEMA, this is a little off topic again, but we're wrapping this episode up. If you're going to be at SEMA and you want to kind of create a live audience for each or any of these interviews that I may be conducting, I'm going to be posting on my Instagram. That's at the Auto Detailing Podcast. And I'm going to be giving you about 30 minutes notice about where I'm going to be doing an interview at. So whether I'm at Buff and Shine, Meguiar's, Auto Fiber, whatever, if you follow me on Instagram, The week of SEMA, when I'm there, I'm going to be posting about the events I'm going to at night, where I'm going to be at during the show, and we could definitely meet up. Let's take pictures. Let's hang out. Let's talk. I love meeting face-to-face, so that's awesome too. And then one other thing, guys, my YouTube channel is blowing up, and I absolutely love it. I'm doing a bunch of cheap versus expensive videos. In fact, I've been going back and forth with a premium wax company, we're trying to make that work to do a cheap versus expensive paste wax review. I got a little mini fridge coming for my garage too that I'm going to put some of these quote-unquote high-end waxes in. So I'm excited for that. Maybe turtle wax may even slip in there as well. See how that happens. So if you're interested in checking out some product reviews, some cheap versus expensive product reviews, you could head on over to my YouTube. You can get there easily by going to autodetailingpodcast.com/YouTube. And that'll just redirect you over there to my YouTube channel, and I hope you'll subscribe for that. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that episode, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.